relax, and tell me a bit about yourself.
Yeah, I finished year 12 and then the first job I saw.
I'd do this for a couple of months, 10 years later, still here.
It was a little bit like Groundhog Day.
Really?
A little bit. Then one day, I just woke up.
And I thought,
Steve, what are you doing?
I've got my whole life ahead of me.
Any plans?
I'm going to be a teacher.
Steve, an engineering thing. I want to get ahead of the pack.
I want to be one of those people who does
What they actually want to do. Like that.
There's still time to grow into the person you want to be, because with Open Universities Australia, your best days are ahead of you.
Hi, my name is Madison Bromham and this is my folio for interior architecture design. Early in the process, I found picking a site quite difficult. A lot of my local areas aren't urban focused, they're more shopping centre focused, so I had to search for a while to find the right site. Once I picked my site and started observing, I found the experience a little creepy watching people and recording what they're doing, but after a while I started to enjoy it. It's amazing how much you miss of places when you just walk through. During the observation of my site, I found that I was drawn to the sounds of the site more than anything else. So I ended up developing my concept based on that, which is hidden in sound. After developing my concept, I used sketching to visually break down the terms hidden and sound. From this, I explored how sound could become a form. It was after this point, however, that I really started to struggle with my design. I just wasn't getting any ideas that I felt were capturing the concept well enough and what I wanted it to achieve. Finally, however, I did do a sketch that really sparked an idea and I was able to progress forward. It was during building my first prototype where the realities of the cost of materials and budget really came into play. I ended up searching for new materials, walking around Bunnings for a couple of hours, really stressed trying to find something that I could build my form with without costing too much money. Once I had settled on the idea of using PVC pipe, which was nice and light and transferable, I got into the construction, which I loved. I finally got to use a drill. I was able to use a drop saw. I learned spray painting. I was able to use some skills that I already had, like my sewing skills. And I was also able to develop new skills. Some need more developing, but it was really good to start that process. I do think they will assist in the future. Every skill helps, even if it's not to use a skill, but to help understand another one that you're trying to develop. So I actually really enjoyed the construction phase. I think initially I felt the weaknesses of my design were that maybe it was too simple, and I think this was due to when I was finding materials I had to sort of simplify my design down while I clung to the sound wave idea. But later on I was surprised actually how well it worked and its simplicity became a strength. Other strengths for me included that it hid me effectively in the sound. It was comfortable, it felt safe, I was able to hear the site clearly. It was structurally sound, it stayed up nicely while easily put up and easily taken down. And it fit my needs, which was crucial for me. Once I was inside in my structure, I found it interesting that early on in the day, in an effort to hide the sound, I'd actually become the subject of it. I really enjoyed listening to the different sounds, the sights, particularly coming from the cafe with the music and the talking and the movement of cutlery, the sound just flowed straight through my structure. I enjoyed listening to how the multiple conversations within the site started to overlap, and it sort of starts to develop its own sound and its own character. I found it interesting that the less chatter that was present, the more restless I felt. The louder, the more active the site, the more relaxed I felt. If I were to do this task again, I'd research materials and their costs earlier in the process and use it to inspire design rather than limit it. I found trying to find materials that fit into my budget and work with my design very stressful, so this would counteract that. And I would force myself to be inspired in the times where I struggled to come up with ideas. In the end, however, time flew while I was in my structure and I really enjoyed the experience.
Hello, I am Andrew Schumer. This is my short presentation for Assessment 1 of BAS 240, Architectural Technology and Making. The build project I chose was Raymond Abraham's House Without Rooms. Despite many of Raymond Abraham's work never being realized, I found this project unbuilt drawings to be confronting, challenging and evocative. So I chose this project to help develop my understanding of this architect and his unique body of work. In order to understand the complexity of the design, we must first deconstruct the model and rebuild it. So the model was made in 6 separate sections, being 3 central walls, the balcony, and the base and its terrain cover. The center wall uses a slot mechanism to hold it in place. To build the model, I used a variety of woodworking tools. Primarily, I used a specialized crimping saw to cut out the profiles that you see here. It's basically a specialized jigsaw. I also used the hole saw to cut out the holes here, 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 and on the other side. I used a specialized crimping saw and fine precision Japan Pool 300 saw to cut out the divots and give it a more organic curved shape. The model was sanded back with primarily a snakeskin file. I used a rat's tail file for parts like this, and larger parts like the base and the box junction that was filed back with a belt sander. So the base was junched with the ground level and terrain, and the sub-ground level, creating the basement that we see. The center wall slots into the base, which is made from an 8mm 3-ply and radiata pine. The base is covered with a thin 2mm balsa sheet to create the ground level. The walls are held together by the balcony, which looks over like this. The balcony is made from 7mm premium 5-ply, like the center walls. The stairs on the center wall are made from 3mm MDF as they match the right scale. However, these stairs here are constructed from a solid block of radiata pine, which were carefully machined out to a profile, and that was quite difficult. The whole construction of the model took between 6 and 7 whole days to complete across the course of 2 weeks. The model was then finished with a Cabot's water-based clear stain to bring out the wood grain. Now, the domes that you can see, they're made from plaster. The larger domes are made from plaster cast into a silicon ice cube tray. The smaller domes were made by hand using a small wooden bead compressed into Play-Doh to create a negative mold. I primarily use the adhesive cyanoacrylate because it dries clear with a strong bond in seconds to a wide variety of surfaces. Unfortunately, this is also the downside of the adhesive, so I had to be very careful in exactly gluing the model together. I used a variety of materials to create the model. The assessment stated that we should try and use as few materials as possible, but I found that to be very limiting as each material has its own strengths and weaknesses, and I didn't feel it was appropriate to use as few materials as possible. So this base is made out of an 8mm 3-ply. These blocks are made from radiata, as is the slot mechanism that's under here. The walls are made from 5-ply 7mm premium plywood to stop it from splintering around the edges when it was cut. So it's the balcony. This is made from 2mm balsa sheet. And these stairs were carefully cut out using a solid block of radiata pine. And these stairs were 3mm MDF. The house about rooms is primarily situated in a barren landscape, either imagined or real. So the site I left around the structure is barren and desolate. The structure in its barren landscape becomes a bit of a disruption on the horizon, severing the most basic junction between the earth and the sky. The house about rooms looks like it was carved from the interior of a boulder, so it embodies themes of density, paralysis, isolation. The plywood grain helps to communicate some of the boulder's more organic structural qualities. The thickness of the walls resonate with themes of mass, form, and immutability. The purposely claustrophobic and compressed nature of the house without rooms is revealed within its dark, narrow staircases and its spatially confusing layout. Stairs that lead to a dead end, precarious platforms, dark recesses, and deep drops. Its design conflicts with our understanding of habitation. The house about rooms explores some of Heidegger's notions of dwellings, and the outcome was a model that successfully explored some of the gloomier aspects of the human condition to inhabit and the human condition of habitation. Themes which frequently permeated Abraham's work. In Abraham's own words, the project's aim was to compress the house to achieve a direct confrontation between the body and architecture. The model I've created reflects this direct confrontation between the body and architecture, and therefore the model made remains true to the architect's authentic ideas and original concepts. Personally, the model reminded me of making a bizarre jigsaw puzzle. But as I constructed it, I began to understand more clearly the nature of the design, how it was joined, where the pathways went. I also began to reflect on the deliberate physical and psychological challenges this design presents for habitation, something you don't pick up from a vague drawing. As I studied the drawing more closely, I discovered hidden details such as stairs, like here, and junction points below the ground, which made the model more coherent and logical. At the beginning of the project, I learned that the house about rooms and many of Raymond Abraham's other works held an important place in architectural discourse. At first, I wasn't entirely sure what that meant. Through this assessment, I have learned that Abraham's work, despite unbuilt, his work is exacting and challenging. It rails against the bland mediocrity in design, opting alternatively to embrace and explore the darker side of the human psyche to inhabit through aspects of philosophy, poetry, and psychology in architecture. And thus, the model reflects a unique approach and holds a special place in architectural theory. If I had to do this model again, there's a few improvements I would make after learning from making it the first time. For the center walls, I would use something other than plywood just to give it a bit of edging, because the plywood's a bit rough. The only other choice at the time was MDF, and I find MDF too easy to use. The second thing I would change is the lid for the ground, simply because we've had quite variable weather at the moment, and it's better for balsa with the changes in moisture content. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So that's my model for the assessment 1 of BAS 240, Architectural Technology and Making. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Naomi Fisher, and this is my video advice with my physical model for assessment 1 in BAS 240. Making the sketch model allowed me to see that the intersections of the details were based on logical decisions formed on the grid and movement within a vertical spatial environment. For both the sketch model and final model, I kept materials used at a minimum to retain the surreal quality found in Raymond Abraham's unbuilt work. Design elements repeated throughout Abraham's work as we see in this model are the stairs and the experiment with technology.
sorry.